This is the video for the building the gray data list. Over here on the left we have the routine that builds the gray data list, and over here on the right we have examples of the gray data list after it's been built. In the first box here we have at offset 20 the requirements for the first bit. It requires 4 of this part and 3 of this part. So when this bit 1 gets added to the solution, this is what it adds, these minus values, to what parts are left. And down here at offset 40 is for bit 2. It requires 8 of this part and 6 of this part. The reason these indexes are 20 apart is because these requirements could be up to 20 requirements, 20 different parts that this bit needs. In our example here, we see that down here at bit 2 is exactly twice that of bit 1. That's because whatever this item is, it can have at least 3. Because if it's 3, it will use both this bit and this bit, 1 and 2 to make 3. The next box below is just the opposite. When 1000 is added to the offset, it comes down here, and at 1020, that's bit 1 being taken out of the solution. So here it adds 4 of this part back to the left, and 3 of this one back to what's left. And it also has the exact opposite down here for up here. It says if it's the second bit, 8 of this part is returned and 6 of this part is returned. Alright, now we're going to go to the next box that has to do with the profit, or what might be considered the price for the item. Here at the 20, 5. So if this bit is brought into the solution, 5 is added to the income. And the second bit, well, we know these are double, 10 gets added in. Then 1000 away from there is when they get taken out. Here at 20, then 5 would be taken out of the income when this bit is removed from the solution. And down here, the double, 10 is taken from it. Now we'll go to the routine that created these values. It sets ng to the bit count and then subtracts 1 from it. That's because it's going to go around this loop ng times, and the loop starts at 0. So it has to be 1 less than the count in bit count. Next, it says that k is equal to 2020. That's going to refer to this list down here. L is set to 1020. That's going to refer to here. Then we set NS to 8. That has to do with this instruction down here where it changes a column into a row before it does the next operation. Then it sets R equal to the bit item. That is the ith one in the bit list. What item is it? Puts the value in R. Then it gets the factor for that bit, and it says the factor for that bit is put into F. Then it sets P to the price of that particular item. See here, it said that bit is for a certain item, so it sets P to the price of that item. Then the next thing, this R call, is because this instruction, multiply list, multiplies 2 lists that are in a row. But actually the requirements here are in a column, and the columns are 20 apart. That is, each row is 20 long. So if you want something in a column, you have to change by 20 each time. So here it takes required at offset R, which is the top of the column for that item, and it's going to add 20 each time and move them singularly into row list. Then down here, this is multiply list. It's going to multiply that row list, which are the requirements for that item, times the factor. The factor is 1. It's the same as row list. If it's 2, it doubles everything. Remember, each bit can have a different factor. Right? After it does that, it says, well, I also have to multiply the profit P for that item times the factor. And then it says set grade data plus K. All right, and the offset there is 2020, so it starts down here with the value of P. And then 1,000 away from there, put minus P. So here we see 2020 is 5, 3020 is minus 5. Then it says it's going to add K, 20, and it's add to L, 20, and then it's going to go around the loop again. So the first time we went around, we did 20. Now we're going to do the 40. Now you might say, how comes it only did these values? Well, later on, it's going to put these values up there. We'll see that later. All right. So we're going around and around here for every one of the bits. When that is finished, we come down here to the end and we go to for I of 0 to next I 600. And we take all the data that we put in there, starting at 1020, and put it up here with the minus the value. So here, everything at grade data 1000 plus I is moved to grade data plus 0I. It moves it down here. Because remember, up here, it didn't do the positive and the negative. It just did the positive, this one. Now it's doing the negative ones. So that's what it's doing here in this loop. It's making the other ones. Then it's going to make another list that we didn't show over here, and that's the list that it's offset 4,000 for when the bit is being entered in the solution, and 5,000 when it's being taken out. Here it says for J of 4020, it's going to say for I of 1, next I 18, remember there's 18 possible bits, it's going to set grade data sub J to 1, and then it's going to set negative, the 1,000 away, it's going to set it to minus 1. And every time it goes around this loop, it's going to not only change 20 to get to the next bit, but it's going to shift over 1 to get to the next column. That's how it's going to use this to add to the item list to change which items are in the list. Alright, and that is the end of this video about build the grade data list.